All right, guys, we're coming down to the wire. Happy Friday, June 12th. Lots of announcements. You guys should have already gotten the messages from us about all the equipment return opportunities for this weekend on Friday, tomorrow, and Sunday as well. Don't forget, this is our last day of Zoom classes, 9:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. We got a lot of language on here in our buy-in and wide that we'd love to coach you guys through. And we are going to do another park wide tomorrow at 9 a.m. Doing Laredo in the park. We had a lot of people out there. It was a lot of fun. It's that good camaraderie that comes with it, and kind of a celebration as we come out of all these at-home workouts. So today is going to be our last full day of programming that'll be done in your living room, garage, wherever you've been doing it. And then we have that final park wide tomorrow as well. But stay in touch with us. Keep an eye on your phones, on your email, all the communication stuff. And let's get into this last day. So we got a little two-parter here. So this video may be slightly long, but we're just going to go through all of it. We got 6 different stations, but EMOM 1 is just the first 3. Station 1, we're doing 6 to 8 reps of that shoot through. That is going to be done on like the 2 chairs or parallettes or whatever you got. Then 10 reps of a hip bridge, either on the bench or the couch or maybe one of the chairs that you're using for the shoot throughs. And then that wood chop from that half kneeling position, that cross body tempo kind of thing. So 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we move on. And then part 2, bent rows or table rows with 5-second negatives, rear foot elevated split squats, preferably with a weight in the front rack or goblet position, and then hollow hold. So 9-minute EMOM, 3 sets here, then 9-minute EMOM, 3 sets here. So a lot of language, nothing too technical, but we're going to get right into it. So first off, our setup, as you can see between Coach Marshall, we have 2 of these chairs that we've been using. Good sturdy surfaces that are roughly shoulder width apart is all you need for these shoot throughs, and then we'll be using this chair as our surface for all the other things. So you can get it up, put it on a rug or something where it's not going to slip around, but you're going to get into what's called a front leaning rest position. So it's a plank. As she tucks her ribs in, she's high on her toes, and for the shoot through, she shoots through, and when she hits, the heels are engaged, she's squeezing her butt, but her ribs are down, so she's not flaring out. Little stretch in the shoulders, and she shoots. Shoots her steps back through. So go ahead and show them another one there, and show it, and back, and show it. We're catching this little edge, but if you're on a smooth, flat surface, it'll work. The main thing being that beginning and ending pose. So I'm going to have her do one more and step through for this, just to show. So the front rest, she steps through, engages, steps back through, and back into that front leaning rest. That will work just fine as well. So 6 to 8 of those. We'll scoot this chair out of the way, and then we go right into our hip bridge. This can be done on a bench, on a couch, on a chair, whatever. But as long as your chair is sturdy, you want to get the edge kind of middle of that back, right below the shoulder blades. And just like the glute bridge holds that we've done before, you're going to plant your feet, you're going to bridge up high, squeezing the butt, but keeping these ribs down. And you are going to let it down for a 3-second tempo. So 3, 2, 1, and then fire it right back up. 3, 2, 1, and fire it right back up. So feel free to hold any kind of weight that you may want to need right there in your lap to make it a little tougher. But the tempo is priority. 3 seconds down, 1 second up, and then we will do that for 10 reps. The last one of this first bit is that half kneeling wood chop. Not a common move, but it works that diagonal motion across the trunk, kind of like a Russian twist. But the half kneeling position to start is this lunge. Her back foot is dug in. Everything is stacked on top of that knee. She's not leaning too far forward or too far back. The movement's going to start up here towards my hand, and she is going to control it across her body for 3, 2, 1, and then pulls right back up. And she'll continue that 5 reps on each side, controlling as her torso slightly twists as she pulls diagonally across her body. 5 reps one way, then she will switch legs and switch sides and do 5 on the other. So we will go through that first bit, 6 to 8 shoot throughs, 10 hip bridges, and then 5 and 5 of the half kneeling wood chop. We will cycle through that 3 times, and then we're done with that first one. Then we go right into the second one. So where this one's more technique and control, this is where it's a little bit more strength and power, but still with some of that tempoed control. So starting with the dumbbell or kettlebell bent over row, probably got to 26, I guess.
I can do this for, is it dual?
So you can do dual or single, 6 to 8 reps. Just know that you're working within a minute. So if you happen to be doing the single arm, since it is such a slower tempo, you're probably going to only do 5 or 6 reps on each side because they are going to take a while. But if you're using a 2-hand thing, then you can probably do 6 to 8 and use the 2 hands. So she'll show the single arm first, but the hinge position is the same. So her torso is parallel. She's going to pull up towards the top of her hips and let it down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 before pulling right back up and repeating that. One thing we noticed last time we did these pulls on Zoom, if you only have, say, like a 1 kettlebell like that, instead of trying to pull it up by the handle where we kind of get that T-Rex arm, I'm going to have her hold it upside down by the bell itself so the handle is pointed towards the ground. And from there, she can hinge just like a normal deadlift, and she's going to pull that bell up into her abdomen and then still let it down for the 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That can be easily done with a dumbbell to the sides or a barbell, PVC pipe, something like that, something weighted. And then we'll just do a quick example of the body weight. We threw our towel up there. This has been kind of the crowd favorite for body weight pulling. But she pulls, lets herself down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then pulls right back in for the next rep. So 6 to 8 of those, and if you're doing a single arm, maybe only 5 or 6 per arm. But 5-second down is very important there. Then we go to a rear foot elevated split squat, again with the tempo. I know it's a lot of counting, but it's power and control. And we want some kind of weight. If you're using weight, we want it front and center in that goblet or front squat position, but no weight is required on this. So we got our handy dandy laundry detergent. We're going to throw our back foot up in this chair. It can rest on top or be dug in, player's choice. But what I like to see, and I'm going to bring Coach Shar around this way, because I like paying attention to this pose. So notice how we're standing straight up here. This back knee is key because it goes down and back. And if you think about that, notice her position stays nice and vertical. And she comes up. And then that tempo, again, is that 3-second descent. 3, 2, 1, and then controls it right back up. So 4 on each leg there, preferably holding some weight in that more front rack position. 4 and 4 there, and then the final bit of all these movements is that 45-second hollow hold, which if you've done hollow holds before, you're immediately going to know that, oh man, 45 seconds is going to be tough. Thank goodness we're only doing it for 3 rounds. But much like we did our dead bugs, the hollow position is going to be centered around the core. So the ribs crunch in, the lower back's into the mat. So to find the position, I'm going to have her tuck her knees just slightly, and then I'm going to have her reach forward, pulling her shoulders up. Then she can slightly let her knees down. And then, so this is getting a little bit harder, but notice how she's having to pull in. And then if she extended her legs and arms, that is the true hollow hold. So the more inward she comes, the easier it is. But we're just holding here. So if you need to go fully extended, or maybe half and half, one leg in, one leg out, or just like that, that works as well. Find something you can maintain and just accumulate work for that 45 seconds. If holding it consistently isn't going to happen there, then maybe do 15 seconds on, 5 seconds off, 15 seconds back in, 5 seconds off, something like that. Or start to slowly bring your body back in where you can maintain the quality of that core position. So ribs down, lower back glued to the floor. This position right here is the most important part of this movement. So don't go too intense if those ribs just flare open and you're just kind of laying on the ground. So that's part B of that. So A and B, 9-minute alternating EMOMs. First one being the shoot throughs, the hip bridges, and that half kneeling wood chop. Maintaining those tempos. Most of them are going to be 3 seconds there. Step through the shoot throughs as you see fit. Then part B, a little bit more power and weightlifting. controlling the big, long tempo for those pulling motions, and then balance and control on the rear foot elevated split squats, 3 seconds down, and then quality on those hollow holds, really getting those abs. 9 and 9. Try not to put too much rest between these. These should kind of be done almost back to back, but take just a minute or two to reset up and then get right into it. Don't forget that Zoom class, 9:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Last chance to get on those. And we're at that Oak Brook Neighborhood Park tomorrow at 9 a.m. For our park wide. Hit us on Instagram. Hit us up if you need us. We'll see you guys soon.